It's been 10 years since I first began broadcasting to you through the miracle of YouTube technology, and since then, I've been trying to keep up with the times. I just finished upgrading my vinyl record collection to cassettes, and I got a new cell phone. Check it out. And I finally got one of those new rectangular TVs. I've been reorganizing all my game consoles, new video switchers, working out all the bugs, new shelves. I can now get behind my game consoles to reach all the wires, and of course the ability to play games in HD clarity. Yeah, high def. Yeah. Now let's play some 8-bits.
He's gonna take you back to the past to play the shitty games that suck ass. He'd rather have a buffalo take a diarrhea dump in his ear. He'd rather eat the rotten asshole of a roadkill skunk and down it with beer. He's the angriest gamer you've ever heard. He's the angry Nintendo nerd. He's the angry Atari Sega nerd. He's the angry video game nerd.
Blam! Shooting shit, running around in your blue underwear. It doesn't get any better than this. It ain't Superman or Ultraman, it's Capcom's Megaman, a robot hero built by Dr. Light to battle against the evil Dr. Wily and his never-ending supply of robot villains in the year 2 whatever. The 2D gameplay is as classic as they come, with a little bit of Contra, a little Metroid, but still stands in its own right, with its stage select system and the ability to steal each of the boss character's weapons. Oh, we can't forget about those disappearing blocks. One of the many rules of gaming, never trust what's under your feet. Mega Man 2 is favored by many. It's considered to be one of the supreme examples of these types of side-scrolling action games. It's the one everybody knows, just like another Capcom game, Street Fighter 2, which revolutionized the tournament fighter genre. I guess you can say Capcom made the best number 2s. It's the simple things that make it so appealing. For example, Mega Man's run cycle. He's constantly at full sprint. You can see the determination, the pure gallantry, but that doesn't even graze upon why the gameplay is so addicting. The jumping, the mid-air shooting, it's a science that triggers a phenomenon in your brain. It's so badass. Oh, sorry, I was just playing the game. When you do catch yourself a break to stop and listen, you'll realize you're hearing some of the most rockin' video game tunes of all time. If only the idea of video game soundtrack albums caught on back then, you'd get 21 hits in one fantastic collection, including and this offer's not available in stores. Order today. I remember when Mega Man was a trilogy, but then it became a motherfucking hexology. 6 classic 8-bit games on the NES. With each installment, there were upgrades. 3 added the slide, 4 added the Mega Buster, and of course, each time they had to come up with more robot villain names. Snake Man, Needle Man, Hard Man, Dust Man, Charge Man, Tomahawk Man, Kimmy Gibbler, Turd Salad Man. It wouldn't stop. The series was impressively consistent. There was a point where it seemed like the team behind making these games were not human. They were machines themselves, pounding out each sequel in an assembly line. Sure, by the time 6 came along, it got a little stale, but it was rejuvenated with the Mega Man X series on Super Nintendo, featuring a new Mega Man robot called X. Man, oh man, if the franchise's foot wasn't already so far up your ass from kicking it, now you were about to have your balls blown off till they orbit Uranus! X3 had a lot of cutscenes and dialogue boxes, but that's cool. X4 is when they moved to the PlayStation consoles, and now the cutscenes were getting a bit out of hand. But with every new generation console, they want to show off the technical capabilities. I get it, that's okay. But the dialogue... But I can see how they're trying to keep the story an integral part of the experience to keep it fresh and interesting. With X5, it starts right up with text. You know, yeah. After a long introduction, the game starts, or Okay, alright, we're off now. And things are starting. Oh my god, it's no joke. Every 5 seconds, there's more dialogue. Can you see a red rope ahead of you?
I don't know. Can I move? Can I play the fucking game?
I was just starting to have fun, and it goes to shit! Fuck! Now everything's exploding. I just started playing the game. Have fucking mercy. Every screen there's a bomb you have to defuse, but they don't give you enough time to reach it. Explosions, dialogue, explosions and dialogue at the same time. Oh my god! This is horse shit. I've had enough shitty games. I've dedicated myself to this for too long. I've had it. I quit.
I gotta get away from this game. I gotta get out of this room. I gotta go out somewhere and do something wild. Like get a tattoo on my face of a goat holding up a baby snorting cocaine off its penis. And most important, celebrate your independence, not to play shitty fucking games.
Oh my god. Who are you? I'm you. I can see that. How'd you get here? I don't know, but I remember this. Yeah. I don't know how else to say this, but I'm from the future. There, I said it. Really? Do I get the goat tattoo? Obviously not on your face. Look at this old setup. You know, with the original NES model, you can't play European games. You gotta get your RF shit modded into composite. Still blowing in your cartridges. You gotta get your... Oh, whoa. Why is that there? I don't know. It just sits there. Get rid of it. Why? You'll know by episode 100. What? Oh, yeah. Trust me. Just quit right now. Why? It's our duty to review bad games and warn people from playing this shit. What's this here? There was a Megaman PC game on DOS? Megaman on DOS! This is something that'll make you want to quit. Okay, I'll give it a try.
First of all, I can't get it to work on a controller. Even after installing all kinds of shit, Mega Man won't stop running to the left. So I'm gonna have to use the keyboard. Imagine playing a Mega Man game on a keyboard. Where's the jump key?
What's up with the colors? You have it set to CGA. You know if you were playing on the most up-to-date computers at the time, it would have looked much better. Have you forgotten? We gotta bring people back to the past.
There was a time when it was common for computer games to look like this. Why of all colors did they pick baby blue and magenta as the norm? I don't know, but that's how it was. These are the colors of our childhood. Why is there a toll booth? Mega Man can't pass without paying a toll? Does he have Easy Pass? I can't outrun this dog. Oh, get away. Get away!
Shoot him! I can't get far enough away! Then run! Just run! Run!
I can't. He jumps so fucking far. Eat a bowl of fuck, you assholian! It's the first screen of the game. You can't get him off you. You can't outrun him, and if you do kill him, he respawns.
Well, I guess that's as far as we can get. Good. No more of that. Oh, you did it. You gotta keep going now. Alright.
So after that, you get the classic Mega Man stage select screen, with only 3 selections. No matter which stage you pick, you're always fighting bats, frogs, bees, spiders, and rodents. No creative robot enemies, nothing like that. Just kill a bunch of animals. And they're all too short to hit. If you can't shoot on the ground, why are all the enemies on the ground? Why are the E-tanks always in a puzzling spot, as if the game was deliberately designed to tease you and piss you off? They even put arrows telling you to move to the left. So not only do you get to die, you get to feel like an idiot too. These things are like magnets, they pull you toward them. But you're trying to get through this electrical hazard at the same time. Did both these things have to exist in the same place? And then once the disappearing blocks start happening, it's all over. Remember, I'm playing on a keyboard. Fortunately, with the sequel, the controller works. But Mega Man 3? No, I didn't skip 2. They did. There was no Mega Man 2 for PC. They jumped straight to 3, probably because the real Mega Man 3 on NES was already out. That would have made sense if this were the same game, but it's totally different. You can say it's a big step up from the first DOS game with twice as many stages, but for some reason they decide to make the stages as confusing as possible. Typically in the Mega Man games, the challenge is in your platform jumping, your combat strategy, and knowing when to use your special items. But this is all about navigating a maze. If you want a good where the fuck do I go kind of game, try Mega Man 3 DOS.
See? This shit is a waste of life. You don't believe me? Play some of those awful Simpsons games. I think I will. And you know what, nerd? You should play more of those bad Mega Man games. Nerd?
Who's gonna want to play this piece of shit? I'm lucky if I can get one other person. I have a better chance of cloning myself.
So
This is fucking shit. It's so sucking shit.
Boss,
This game is
fuck.
horrible.
What a piece
Hey,
of
wait.
fucking shit.
I'm in a dream. I can do whatever I want. So why don't we all just stop playing this fucking game?
Yeah.
So the hell with that shit. Yeah. The hell with that damn shit. The hell with that damn fucking shit. The hell with
that goddamn motherfucking bullshit!
What's up?
Nobody tells me what's going on here. What is this? Who invited this asshole? Look, I know this sounds weird, but I've sort of been time traveling around through AVGN history. Yeah, that's weird. We've never seen anything weird before. What's AVGN? Audio Video Graphic Network. A vagina. So what time did you come from? From 10 years into the future. That's nice. Could you have picked a more confusing time to show up? Not confusing at all. Time traveling back into a dream? That happens all the time. Makes perfect fucking sense! Relax. Alright, now look, I could tell you that Freddy's around the corner and he's waiting to kill all you, but I'm gonna show you how much worse things could get. Here is Mega Man Legends on PlayStation. PlayStation? We're the angry Nintendo nerd. Then change the fucking name! It's about time. How about Angry Nintendo Commentator? How about Retro Nostalgic Video Gaming Shit Seeker? How about Nostalgia Critic? Now that's fucking stupid. How about Angry Video Game Nerd? Yeah, that's good. I agree with that.
Mega Man Legends was when the series made the jump to 3 dimensions. In the late 90s, it was almost like a law. Every 2D franchise must try 3D. So the game begins and...
Wait a second.
That explains it all.
Watch out, there's something right in front of you!
Don't you think I can see?
Hold it, don't move!
Don't worry, I can't move. Every time I try, it's another text box.
Turn right there. Do you see a door?
Oh, what? That thing in front of me?
It's not far from your current position.
Not far from my current position? Use the circle button? Really? I would have never thought of that. That's not at all what I was just about to do. The control is horrific. You know how in Mario 64 and Zelda Ocarina of Time, how natural the controls feel? You push the joystick in the direction you want to go, and it responds perfectly. In Mega Man Legends, it's nothing at all like that. Instead, the D-pad moves you 2-dimensionally left and right, while you rotate your viewpoint with the L1 and R1 buttons. At least that's the best I can explain the controls. The game was later released on the Nintendo 64, calling it, what else, Mega Man 64. In this version, the controls are slightly better, but hardly anything else has been updated, despite coming out 3 years later and 4 years after Mario 64, which set a very clear standard on how three-dimensional controls should feel. Hey, Link wants his rupees back. Treasures? What is this, Mega Man Legends of Zelda wannabe? Some say this game is good. In the same way some people say anchovies on pizza is good. You could do much worse. It's an adventure game that serves as an alternate to the traditional Mega Man format. It's more about exploring and watching a story unfold. But still, when I think of Mega Man, I never imagine I'd be talking to a monkey and a mustached man dressed like Dick Tracy. Go to the shopping area? Imagine Mega Man walking into Staples. But wait, that's not far off. Here, Mega Man is walking into a clothing store, a bakery, a toy store. Mega Man shopping. He's walking into a CD store. Really? What kind of music would Mega Man buy? Does this place have all popular crap? Or any of the obscure good stuff? Like Witchfinder General. Look! He doesn't have a reflection in the mirror. Mega Man's a vampire. He can't even walk right. How is everybody so casual? Try that sometime. Walk into a department store, turn around in circles, and see if anyone looks at you funny. There's some dirty magazines on the racks. It might be fun to look at. What?
Oh, man! Oh my God! Mega Man's looking at porn! My life is complete! Mega Man X, more like Mega Man Triple X. Well, anyway, this guy's got to take a shit, so take out that Nightmare on Elm Street cartridge and empty your ass all over it. I wish you would have said that earlier.
You diarrhea fiend!
Oh, nasty! Your shit's so nasty. It reminded Future Nerd of the shitty Back to the Future games and sent him back to the future. Or I just overthought it.
Overthink this, bitch!
You'd rather super glue your asshole shut than play that game. You'd rather drown in gasoline. You'd rather... You know, the thing is... You think I'm joking, like I'm trying to be funny or something. No, the fact that that game exists is a horrible abomination of mankind. That game is so fucking horrible. And I am not kidding. I am dead fucking serious. Dead fucking serious.
Yes, you are. I must be drinking too much. I ain't seeing this, man. Drinking too much. Yeah, but you are seeing this. I'm you from the future. Right. And I need your help. Does this have anything to do with Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde? No. But it concerns shitty games. Good. Anything but Jekyll and Hyde. So tell me, how far into the future do you come from? A month? A year? About 12 years, almost. What are you fucking kidding me? And you're still playing shitty You didn't play Jekyll and Hyde again, did you? No, never. What's this? Mega Man X7 for PlayStation 2? Yeah, that just came out last fall. Oh man. I'm retro.
Mega Man X7. The first thing to note is that you don't even play as Mega Man X, at least not until much later in the game. Instead, you switch between Zero and a new character named Axel. Now, think about that name, and go back to Mega Man X5. I noticed Izzy, Duff, Adler, and Slash. Beyond any coincidence, they've been naming the characters after members of Guns N' Roses. That is awesome. The game doesn't even know whether it wants to be 2D or 3D. It keeps switching back and forth. I guess you could say it has variety, but the camera angles are a cruel inhumanity. I can't see a damn thing. According to the manual, you can adjust the angle using L1 and R1, but only in designated spots. Like how my cats shit in designated spots. Zero uses a lightsaber, but Axel is equipped with a gun. You'd think this gun would operate the same as Mega Man's arm cannon. It should almost make you forget that you're a different character, the same way Mega Man and X always felt the same, right? Well, no. They turned it into a steaming pile of goat shit. Now there's an automated targeting system. Gone is all the challenge of aiming and shooting. Now it's all about mashing buttons. When I see a bunch of targets, I tap the button repeatedly. As soon as one target is destroyed, it immediately locks on to the next one until they're all gone. Changing the established gameplay so drastically was a bad move. A BM. A real shitty move.
Somebody please tell me I'm through with the worst of it.
I've seen the worst. I just got done playing Jekyll and Hyde. Well, you can't say they didn't try anything new, because every stage feels like a completely different game. In some ways, that's cool, but not when this happens. Get me out of Neon Hexagon Land. I don't even understand how to play this. Then it flips upside down, and not only that, the controls are reversed. What a piece of shit. The progression of the Mega Man series was like shitting on an escalator. Once it reaches the top, it gets a whole lot shittier and then it comes back around for more. You'd rather super glue your dick hole shut. If you ever find a copy of this game, do yourself a favor and bury it under the fragments of the Jekyll and Hyde cartridge that you previously smashed with the hammer.
So there you go. Proof that it sucked back then. Yeah, and I know by your time they're probably up to Mega Man X20. No, Mega Man kind of stopped. The franchise has been dormant lately. Well, that's good. You never rush out anything just to meet consumer demand. Otherwise, you end up putting out shit. Some franchises get done to death. You can't keep beating the same thing into the ground. Yeah, but I do miss the Mega Man series. People want it. If you had a series, what would you do? I couldn't imagine. I wish I had something like that. If people wanted it, that'd be a great thing. You can't do the same thing all the time or else it gets old, but every now and then, it's good to bring it back. Thanks. Hey, what's going on here?
Yeah, I got you covered, nerd. You quit. You said so long, Screwy. See you in St. Louis. It's all good. You never have to play a bad game ever again. You're off the hook.
Hey, you know what? Thanks. I appreciate it.
Yeah, now cut that out.
Yeah, fuck you!
I'm back! It's yours truly, the fucking nerd, here to play some more shitty games. Let's pop this fucker in here.
What were they thinking? He's the angry video game nerd. He's gonna take you back to the past to play the shitty games that suck ass. He'd rather have a buffalo take a diarrhea dump in his ear. He'd rather eat the rotten asshole of a roadkill skunk and down it with beer. He's the angriest gamer you've ever heard. He's the angry Nintendo nerd. He's the angry Atari Sega nerd. He's the angry video game nerd.
When you think back to the early days of the NES, one title that can't be forgotten is Paperboy. It was one of the first NES games to come from an American company, Atari, who first introduced it as an arcade in 1985, and then it was ported onto more consoles and home computers to count. Commodore 64, Apple II, Amiga, Sega Master System, Game Boy, Game Gear, Genesis, everything you could possibly think of. There was even a Tiger handheld version. Also, a sequel and an N64 version in 3D style. It really caught on. It's considered first rank, definitive in its field, of enduring interest, the highest nostalgic value. It connected with the public, it's universally renowned, one of the all-time classic video games. And it's all about delivering newspapers. It's as basic as it gets. You're a paper boy riding a bike with one goal: deliver newspapers to the subscribers. For those who remember it, there's nothing more to explain. But for the younger gamers today, you're probably scratching your heads. Maybe not, but if so, I'll clear it up, okay? A newspaper is a publication issued at regular intervals, usually daily or weekly, and contains news, politics, sports, business, finance, advertisements, comics, etc. And they're printed on paper. It was fucking crazy! Yes, newspapers still exist, and even Nintendo still makes games, but that's debatable. Anyway, if you know newspapers and old video games, let's continue. There's 7 stages, or should I say 7 days. At the start of each day, you're shown a street map indicating which houses are subscribers and which ones aren't. Then you're on your way to start delivering papers. Thankfully, you do not have to remember the street map. The subscribers' homes are very easy to recognize. Not by the mailbox, that would make too much sense. The entire houses are labeled by color. The white houses are subscribers, the red houses are non-subscribers. Wow. Can you imagine painting your house based on your newspaper subscription? Next time you and your spouse are going over the bills and they're on your case about canceling your subscription to that damn paper, you'll first have to consider if you really want to go through the effort of painting your house again. The idea is to throw the newspapers, hoping they land on the doormat or into the mailbox for more points. Yeah, points. It was an arcade game, what do you expect? For every house you miss, the next day they become non-subscribers. But you can also lose subscribers by smashing their windows. Apparently there's a brick inside these newspapers. Yeah, all full of bricks. Now I feel really bad for this paperboy for carrying such a heavy load. But seriously, can you break a window with a newspaper? Can't say I ever tried it. Okay, so it's possible. Even if you get one in the mailbox, but you break a window, they unsubscribe. Assholes. They got their paper. I still delivered it, didn't I? Dude, if I was a kid and Nintendo Power came crashing through my window, I'd say, fuck yeah! I've been playing this game for almost 30 years, and aiming the newspapers has always been a problem. The game is tilted in an awkward isometric angle, which was ambitious for its time, but annoying as hell. When you throw a paper, you have to time it perfectly, and even after the paper is airborne, it changes its trajectory based on the movement of your bike. You just have to throw it and hope by some miracle it hits the mark. It's sort of like a game kids used to play in the 60s where they would shit in 2 separate toilets and flush them simultaneously hoping their turds would meet. Actually, I just made that up. It wouldn't be as hard if you weren't so busy moving around avoiding hazards. I'm never able to split my attention to the mailbox and the road at the same time. I'm either going to break a window or fall on my ass and kill myself. Not to mention, only 3 hits and the game's over. Damn, I was so close. Again? Jesus, fuck. Ugh. And you know what pisses me off the most? Is that nobody else seems to think this is that hard. But for me, aiming the newspaper into the mailbox is like trying to slingshot a dingleberry from a playground roundabout that's situated on a moving parade float, aiming into a bottle cap that's tied by a string to a Himalayan snowcock. While drunk. It would take somebody from NASA who knows how to calculate exactly when a certain asteroid is going to pass by a certain planet when it's lined up with a certain constellation during a certain moon phase. Meanwhile, I'm still trying to calculate my cat's shit comets it spreads across the carpet after wiping its ass on it before its anal glands have been evacuated. But hang on, what are we talking about here? What's at stake? Getting a newspaper to land on a doormat or, God forbid, into a mailbox? When would that ever happen? All the times I've witnessed newspapers being delivered, it's more like this. There. Have you ever seen anybody launch one into a mailbox? No! Nobody tries that! If you did, you'd be a town hero! You'd get your dick sucked! Cats would bow at your feet! Even the neighborhood pit bull would spread out onto the ground to bask in your glory! They just drop them near the curb, maybe in the driveway where you'll run over in the car on your way to work and it'll get soaked by rain before you even realize it's there until the water and paper consistency turns it into a soppy, inky mush and then it dries in the sun looking like some kind of kindergarten paper mache fuck-up. Nowadays, newspapers are usually delivered by cars. I mean, by people in cars, but I guess newspaper adult car driving deliverer wouldn't have made such a great game. But neither did this. You want to deliver something? Deliver us from the torment of this horrible game! How hard would it actually be to throw a newspaper into a mailbox? Only one way to find out. Yep, what I thought. It's more fun to break the windows anyway, so fuck it. Extra! Extra! Paperboy goes mad! Here's some assifieds! Here you go, daily douchebag! 10% off your next purchase of fuck you! Cloudy with a chance of ass kicking! Dear Abby, make him eat shit! Crosswords, can you spell cunt? Horoscopes, you will achieve greatness! In hell! But here's the real kicker. You know how to turn a non-subscriber into a subscriber? You know what you do? Break their windows. Is that in your job duty? Is that the protocol? Your boss tells you, look, if they don't subscribe, send them a paper anyway, through their window. I'd like to know more about this boss. Who is this person who has such extreme solutions to things? This is the type of person who takes out a housefly with a grenade, and every time their car runs out of gas, buys a new car. You're breaking people's windows. They have to get new glass, fast. It's cold at night. There's bugs getting in. Please, we'll subscribe to your paper. Just stop breaking our windows. Another weird thing about this game is trying to pause it. I don't even know how to explain it, but if you press the start button too quickly, it doesn't stay paused. It only lasts for a fraction of a second, like if you blinked, you missed it. You have to be very deliberate with how you press it. I've never seen this phenomenon in any other NES game. Now let's talk about the in-game oddities that you'll witness. Take this home, for example. Impeccable and spacious, with 4 beds, 2 baths, 2,500 square feet, new kitchen, stainless steel appliances, granite counters, hardwood floors, central air, heat, professionally landscaped front yard, and 2 gravestones. And plenty open lots for the rest of your family. Why are there gravestones in the front yard? And how do you knock them over with your newspapers? These are some powerful papers. Maybe the gravestones are just styrofoam Halloween decorations. And they're the only home that celebrates it. We're only getting started. Who's this crazy woman? This enraged beast that comes flying at you? She's a subscriber too. You don't even have to break a window to trigger her. In fact, I landed a paper right on her doormat and she still wants me dead. What's her deal? Maybe she read too much Marmaduke and Family Circus. How do you make the same comic strip every day? There's no way it can all be good. And this guy here, can you take that inside? Really? Do you have to do that on the sidewalk? You fucking pervert. Then there's a tire that randomly comes rolling out from behind the house. Who's back there? Rolling tires. Get a life. How about the lawnmower, the remote control cars, the breakdancer? Yeah, he's breakdancing all by himself on the sidewalk. Is it a challenge? Did I get served? What's this? A tornado? Or the Tasmanian fucking devil? If there's a tornado coming through town, I think the residents have bigger issues than not getting their papers. Can't I take the day off if there's a fucking tornado warning? Maybe it's Simon Belmont. You didn't know that. After he used the tornado, he had to pass through Paperboy before he reached the other side. How about the lawn ornament? It's the famous lawn jockey statue, an old tradition seen in Home Alone, for example. This may be common, but it's not common to see them come alive. This should be making headlines. I should be delivering extra, extra, lawn ornament attacks Paperboy, instead of Paperboy calls it quits. That's not newsworthy. Then there's the dog. That's the only thing that makes sense. The only hazard a Paperboy might actually encounter. But man, does this dog run far. Somebody needs to get a fence. And, the Grim Reaper is in town. That's a problem. Here, read the obituaries, you piece of shit. You would think maybe the instruction manual has some backstories to these characters. Maybe there's a reason why all this is happening. But no, it lists the obstacles, and that's it. Even Jekyll and Hyde had a detailed character list with illustrations and stories. This manual tells you the absolute minimum, only what you need to know to play the game. No illustrations, except for the controller. It's one of the most boring NES manuals I've ever seen, and if I can say anything at all about Jekyll and Hyde being better, then you know you have problems. Speaking of Jekyll and Hyde, there's something about this that reminds me of it. It's an ordinary town full of things that wouldn't normally be dangerous. It's made to look innocent, but it's all a trick. Listen to the music. It's peaceful and mellow. It makes you feel like there's nothing too urgent going on. Like you're the one who's fucking up. It annoys me to the very core of my soul. Ever since I've played this game as a kid, I've had a personal vendetta against it. Did I just hit a bright green Model T that's parked? Could I be humiliated anymore? And I respawn right behind it? Are you kidding me? What would happen if an actual Paperboy fell off his bike? Nobody gets their papers? You can't ride over the curb. If you're in the street, you're stuck there until there's a driveway. That's your only window of opportunity to get back onto the sidewalk. But there's always something in your way that forces you back down, so you're always trapped in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Come to think of it, the game hardly uses much of the screen at all. Half the space is taken up by the houses. You'll never go to the left very much. So that area of the screen is completely wasted. It's like Back to the Future. You're moving through a town, you can't do anything to stop yourself from moving, and every common thing is out to kill you. But imagine if you were playing Back to the Future crammed into the corner of the screen, and if you make it onto the sidewalk, now you're playing Silver Surfer. Ask any newspaper delivery person, hey, what's your job like? I doubt they'd say, it's like Silver Surfer stretched over a sidewalk. As for the houses, that's any NES game before it's been cleaned. It's nothing. Fuck! Diddly dick! This is impossible. With only 3 lives? Maybe there's a secret method. I wish there was a strategy guide. Oh, what the hell? Wow. The official Paperboy strategy guide. Whenever you make it to the end of the street, you're treated to an obstacle course finale. Why would you pass through an obstacle course after delivering papers? Does it just happen to be on the way? Or was this the ultimate goal all along? I'd say this kid deserves a little fun. I mean, he has a pretty dangerous job. And remember, he still has to go to school afterwards. He even gets some fanfare. That's right, there's been people sitting there the whole time waiting for him. What's up with the guy on the right? Looks like his head is missing. The obstacles have no rhyme or reason. Cones, hoops, and ramps are scattered like random, as if the programmer stamped them all over the place while blindfolded. It's like designing a course in Excitebike for your first time. And whenever a path splits, it's all a matter of chance if there's going to be a wall blocking the way. With the ramps, you have to be lined up perfectly. Fuck this isometric angle! Fuck! 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 You know what? I hate this game. If you can't already tell, some people are good at it and say it takes time to get used to. Yeah, I'd say almost 30 years and I still suck just as bad. For everybody who's taken a beating down the friendly neighborhood of Fucksfield, USA, but still remembers it as this great nostalgic pastime, I'm here to remind you, Paperboy was not all sparkles and sunshine, so I suggest you unsubscribe to your sentimentality. Now I have a delivery to make. Yeah! Oh! The angry video game nerd is not real, he is a character. Some of the games he plays would cause a person to lose their mind, break something, or get hurt. To put it another way, don't try this at home. In the 90s, Beavis and Butthead was a sensation. On the surface, it seemed like the most mindless, idiotic show on television, but on closer examination, it was funnier and smarter than you'd think. There were two segments to the show. First, there was the narrative segments. This is where you'd see the characters leave the house and interact with society. They'd cause all kinds of trouble and act without discipline. They seem to represent some kind of teenage primal inner self, a warning of what our generation may come to if we don't subdue that inner self, a social satire covered in fart jokes. The other part of the show is where they watch music videos while commenting on them in a very loose and lowbrow kind of way. It gave us a contrast to the formal critic who traditionally tries to compose themselves in a professional, intelligent way, but really all you need is two jackasses sitting on a couch making fun of shit. Beavis and Butthead pioneered today's various styles of reviewing media. Speaking of media, it only seemed natural that they appeared in video games, like this one on Sega Genesis. It was released timely, during the show's popularity. So, a game based on Beavis and Butthead? We're there, dude. This is gonna be cool. Or is it? The plot goes like this. Beavis and Butthead get tickets to a Gwar concert, but a dog eats the tickets, barfs them up, then they get shredded in a riding mower, scattering the pieces of the tickets all over town, and you gotta find them. A bit far-fetched, but so is the show. In fact, everything about the game is in tune with the show. The humor is there, and the game's graphics look just like the show's animation style. It feels like you're playing a Beavis and Butthead episode. The controls take some time to get used to. It's hard to tell where you're allowed to walk. In the house, you're stuck on a two-dimensional path, even though it appears that you have a whole three-dimensional space to explore. The first thing you do is search the house for items, but anytime I try searching the couch, I end up selecting the TV, and it doesn't let you go back. The TV is the main hub where you select what stage to go to next. Like Burger World, the fast food joint. Here, I'm wandering around behind the place. There's a door that requires a passcode. Okay, where do I find that? I'll check out the dumpster. Nope, nothing here. Just a dead rat. Looking around. Wait a minute, how do I get back to the dumpster? There's no logical sense of direction. Try playing it with two players and you're screwed. You're both always going to be moving in different directions, causing the screen to change at inconvenient times, unless one player leads and masters the art of lightning-fast communication. Now, where's the passcode? I looked everywhere. You know where to find it? I know. In the Cheater's Guide. That's where. The passcode is Butthead? Okay, I thought it was just going to be numbers. I didn't know it was going to spell out a word. Why does the finger go in between the keys? It shouldn't do that. Ah, I hit the wrong key. How do I delete it? Oh, core? That's the backspace key? What's core? Correct? Correct. Oh my god. Oh, why couldn't they just have DEL for delete? And you know, who would ever be named Butthead anyway? Maybe his parents intended it to be pronounced Butthead. Okay, now we're inside. That was way too much hassle. There's a guy demanding service. You go in the back to get his meal. You're supposed to drop the rat into the fryer along with some fries. So, did I drop it? Or what? What am I supposed to do? Oh, the drop button up there is not for dropping the items into the fryer. No, it's for dropping them on the floor, which is so conveniently hidden by the foreground plane that you would never know the difference. To drop them in the fryer, you select the items, then use the C button. Ah, silly me. I'm such a shitfeed. Who'd have ever thought it'd be self-explanatory? Drop the item in the fryer by selecting drop. Figuring this game out is as awkward as trying to wipe your ass in the dark with a piece of floss while doing a handstand. Or like a one-legged cat trying to bury a turd on a frozen pond. So then you feed the guy this glorious dead rat Happy Meal. Yeah. He pukes it up, and what comes out? A piece of the tickets. How did he eat a piece of the tickets? I know it's just a game, but come on! That'd be like if I ripped up a piece of paper and then somehow a piece ended up in a dog's ass across the street. Everywhere you walk, there's something on the ground trying to kill you. Beavis and Butthead each have their own health meter, so you can switch between them to conserve health, but it doesn't take long for it to drain, and it doesn't matter who dies, whether it's Beavis or Butthead, all it takes is one of them, and the game's over. No extra lives, no continues, nothing. You can save the game, but you have to make it back alive to the exit, return to the house, and go to the poster where you can put the piece of the tickets in a safe place. Then it gives you a password. But after you die, it doesn't continue. It still resets back to the beginning. In other words, every time you die, you have to enter the password. It shouldn't make you do that! The purpose of a password is for when you turn the game off and come back another time! Okay, so let's enter the password. Wait, I picked password? What happened? Watch as I clearly highlight password. I hit start, and the game starts up from the beginning, as if nothing happened. You have to hit A, or possibly any of the other buttons. Now you get the password screen. Yay! But it's made of upper and lowercase letters. When you're writing that down, how are you going to tell the difference between an upper and lowercase X or O or K? What about the L? That's not even a real lowercase L, it's just a smaller uppercase L. And how are you supposed to enter the password when the damn arm is in the fucking way? The dumbasses who made this game have all the intelligence of a brick? Combined? Did Beavis and Butthead design this game? Alright, done. What's happening? Okay, guess what button you press this time? Start? Wait, where's my fucking health? Where's my fucking items? The ticket piece is still there, but other than that, the password is useless. What good is a password if you're almost dead and all your items are gone? I don't want to collect this shit all over again. This game is less fun than 52 card pickup. I don't even know what to say. I'm out of words. So, how do you refill your health? One way, you could eat the rotten burger next to the dumpster, then go to the sick room at the hospital, if you can make it that far before the burger continuously drains all your health. And even if you make it that far, good luck getting back out of the hospital. They block the exit with some fart knocker who thinks he's at a barbecue. At first I thought he was wearing a doctor's smock, but it's a cooking apron. And he has a burger on a spatula, I guess. I think they put him on the wrong stage by accident. By the way, there is a quicker way to get out of a stage, by choosing sucks. but all the items you collected in the stage are now gone, making it pointless. Another way to get health is to shoot a million spitballs at these police officers who look like Don Knotts. They sometimes give you health. But look at how many hits it takes to kill this butt munch. Every stage, no matter where you go, the enemies are too abundant, and if you step back an inch, another one spawns in its place. You're caught in a surge of bowling balls, skateboards, and pedestrians. Jeez, enough is enough. There should be a name for this kind of game. Actually, there is. It's called crap. There's a part where you get a gun, but most of the enemies in this area are all birds and rats, which are next to impossible to shoot. The rats especially, because they're too close to the ground. Did you think you can duck and shoot? No, you can't. In the sewers, most of the gaps are too wide to jump. Get over there! Get over there! Ah! Fuck! You know what, you fucking game? I banged your mom. The part I hate most of all is the hospital. You're racing down the halls and there's a naked guy chasing after you. If he catches you, it's game over. Why is he naked anyway? I know why he's naked. Because he has no clothes on. And what are these things? Health? No! In any real game, a white container with a red cross on it is always health. But not in this piece of shit. Here, they slow you down. And you're in the middle of the screen, giving you no time to react. It's over. I don't know. I guess to give a closing statement, while viewed on its own merits, it is non-derivative of its genre. However, when it has an originality, it lacks in fun. Though it tries to bear the mantle of a problem-solving thinking game, it speaks less to the brain and more to the anus. I don't know. It's one of the most brutal, most unforgiving, worst games I ever played. It's so bad it goes beyond analysis, and I've critiqued so many games, I don't even know what to say anymore. That's it. It says it right there. The game is telling me that it sucks. That's all I need to say. This game sucks. That's the phrase it all comes down to. That's where it all started.
This game sucks.
Beavis and Butthead taught me everything I need to know. You know what else they taught me? Change it. Yeah, that's how you critique it. You just say, this sucks. Yeah. You know when you eat rump roast, are you like eating a cow's butt? You know the word this is like shit spelled backwards? Or, maybe it isn't. Maybe I should like, play another game or something? Alright, here's one on Super Nintendo. I guess if we're like going 16-bit, then... you know. Yes, yes, lives. It has lives. And whoa, you can duck. This game is like easier to figure out. It's just gooder. You don't gotta figure out what button, butt on. I said butt on. You don't gotta think in this game. Just move right and beat everything with a stick. Yeah, beat that stick. Look at the birds taking a dump. Hey look, there's Daria. Diarrhea. You can like switch between Beavis and Butthead, but why? In the other game they have their own health bars, but this time they don't. Sometimes you can do co-op moves like this, but not that much. You know what's weird? It has the same plot and almost all the same stages as the Genesis version, like the hospital and the high school, but they're different. So they made the same game, but it's not the same game. Wouldn't it have been easier to like make the same game once instead of make the same game twice or something? I'm like dead. You still gotta put the password in to keep playing? Okay, putting the password in. Let's go. No lives? Health almost gone? fuck! I am the great Cornholio! I need TP for my bunghole! Yeah! Fire! 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 Dur 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 dur.
He's gonna take you back to the past to play the shitty games that suck ass. He'd rather have a buffalo take a diarrhea dump in his ear. He'd rather eat the rotten asshole of a roadkill skunk and down it with beer. He's the angriest gamer you've ever heard. He's the angry Nintendo nerd. He's the angry Atari Sega nerd. He's the angry video game nerd.
As a kid, one of my favorite series of children's books was the Berenstain Bears. It's been passed on as a tradition to every generation. It began publishing in the 60s and continues to the present day. It was about a family of bears living like an ordinary human family with common problems to overcome like sibling quarrels and the pressure of an overly busy schedule. Often it focuses on some kind of moral lesson like don't pollute, don't eat too much junk food, and don't watch too much TV. Other times it's just about a part of growing up, like going to school, going to the doctor, or getting fucking murdered by an evil bear with a chainsaw. Holy shit, this is the craziest book cover they ever did. They had their share of spooky stories, and it would be fun to read them, but I'm here to talk about the video games. Most people probably don't know there existed games based on the Berenstain Bears, and I gotta admit, neither did I, so my expectations are very low. They can't disappoint too much. Right? First, let's check out Extreme Sports on Game Boy Color. It's one of the clear cartridges, indicating that it's exclusive for the Game Boy Color, meaning it's not backwards compatible with the original Game Boy or the Super Game Boy Super Nintendo adapter. Well, it better be good then. The title screen looks like ass. The text is so sloppy I can hardly read it. I think they made a typo. So the concept is simple. Basically, it's a bunch of sporting events, like here's Brother Bear in a canoe, but it looks more like the Bullshit Man with a giant dirty Q-tip. Dirty because, well, you can imagine. There's also sledding, bike riding, and skateboarding. You race against the clock and try to pull off tricks without falling on your ass. The courses all play the same way, basically, and they go by quick. You could experience the whole game in less than 10 minutes. It's even more basic than Skate or Die. In fact, it makes Skate or Die look like one of the Tony Hawk games. This would have been alright if it was released on the NES in 1986, but it was released in 2000. Late 2000. The graphics, those bright, solid colors, they burn into your eyes. The sledding stage is so white, I bet if you stare at it long enough and then look away, you'll still see the game. There's no in-game music, and the sound effects are on par with Atari. 23 years of innovation gives us this. Yeah, you hear that? That's the distinct sound of bike tires grinding over a wooden bridge. Let's get the whole family involved. That's right, the whole bear family get in a line and hump each other as they spiral out of control down the slope. Well, after all, it is extreme sports. This has got to be crazy, right? Whoa! It's a bunch of bears spinning around on a raft. They're falling off the raft. It's pretty extreme here. No, if this qualified as extreme sports, I want to see the bears in a spaceship, shooting an atom bomb through a basketball net. I want to see them riding through a lava river with robot cobras and nuclear sharks, passing footballs to electric tornadoes. That's extreme sports. Yeah, this game's extreme, alright. Extremely shitty. Speaking of primitive, let's go backwards in time. You know they made a Berenstain Bears game on Atari 2600? It's pretty interesting because... Whoa, wait a minute. Berenstain? They totally fucked up the spelling. Anyway, what makes this game interesting is that it was made specifically for the Sound 1 or KidVid voice module, an audio cassette player that connects to the Atari. This is back when video game companies were aware of the sound capabilities of games, so they made all these weird add-ons to give the games the capability of audible speech. Kinda reminds me of that other one. You know, the Intellivision IntelliVoice voice synthesis module, which included only 5 compatible games. Only 5, including B-17 Bomber. But you wanna know how many the KidVid had? 2. There were only 2 fucking games made for this piece of shit. The Smurfs and Berenstain Bears. It was made by Coleco in 1983. It worked in a completely different way than the IntelliVoice. The obvious difference is that it used cassettes. It was a crafty way at getting high quality audio with voice and song to accompany your game, but it was more than just an audio player. It connected to the second controller port, acting somewhat like a controller. The cassette tape contained signals which interacted with the game.
The notes keep falling on the ground.
The glue that holds them can't be found. So come on, kids, and stick around.
Each cartridge contained 3 different games. Each game had its own cassette. You choose whichever cassette you want to play, and that triggers the corresponding game. From that point on, the audio instructs you on what to do.
When the colors don't match, don't never fear. Push the red button, they'll disappear.
After you complete the task, like making the Smurf piss in the cup, the game sends a signal back to the cassette player to advance the tape.
Way to go, congratulations. May this be one of many standing ovations.
To be honest, it actually works. Meaning it does what it's supposed to do. I wonder if anything would happen if you put a fucking Slayer tape in there. Now, getting back to Berenstain Bears. The gameplay is as simple as you can get. No matter which of the 3 cassettes you use, it's basically the same thing. You're trying to catch the correct numbers or letters out of a tree. There's the big number hunt, the great letter roundup, and the spooky spelling bee. And after all, it is Halloween.
The bear went out on a spooky night. He prayed for the moon to give him light.
It sure looks like a spooky night, doesn't it? The grass is green, the trees are lively. It's the same graphics as the other 2 games. How is this supposed to be spooky? Not even the words are spooky, like mom, dad, ball, dog. Half of them are numbers.
9, spell 9.
The closest it comes to spooky is maybe cat.
The first word is cat.
Meow.
Spell cat.
But you gotta love the quasi-Boris Karloff impressions.
Is it sound as it pussyfoots around?
Bela Lugosi.
The next word to spell is number 4.
And Peter Lorre.
You can hit it, bounce it, bunt it, punt it, kick it around. Ball, spell ball.
Speaking of balls, this game sucks. Well, here's another one on Sega Genesis. The Hang the fuck on. That can't be the correct spelling. I know for a fact it was Berenstain with an E, not an A. Actually, the most likely pronunciation would be Berenstain, since it was spelled the same way like Frankenstein. But everybody I ever met says Berenstain. I can prove the spelling because I have one of the books. Yeah, so as you can clearly see, it's spelled Berenstain Bears. Must be a new edition. Why'd they change the spelling? I know it used to be Berenstain because the author's real names were Stan and Jan Berenstain. I guess I was wrong. My whole childhood was wrong. Anyway, the Berenstain Bears camping adventure. Here we go. The plot of the game is simple. The bears go on a camping trip and the kids feel like wandering around on their own. Papa Bear's fine with it, pretty much. I mean, what's he gonna say? Watch for bears? Then you get a choice of stage. They're all your typical side-scrolling action. All of them involve hopping across platforms, stomping on animals to make them disappear, bouncing on organic trampolines, and navigating past little tricky dead ends. You can get some weapons like rocks, but man, do the rocks blow. How are you supposed to hit anything when it goes in an arc? It's just like the rocks in Friday the 13th. Wow, I pointed that out 10 years ago, and now still I'm making the same exact complaints. But I'll try to find some new interesting observations for you. Nope. 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 You know what the problem is? This game is actually pretty good. But fuck it. Can't make these jumps. When Brother Bear squats, he looks like he's forcing out a... Yeah, I've done that one too, haven't I? It's just a shitty habit. There's a haunted forest stage, which is 1,000,000 times more thematic than the spooky spelling bee, but the creepiest thing in the game isn't even on this stage. It's from the cave. What are these ghost things? They freak me out. Looks like Godzilla's son. What's happening? I'm trying to pause the game and instead it's making Sister Bear strike these weird poses. The pause button worked before, but now it's... What? Whoa. Holy shit! I think it's a glitch. Do you think it's a glitch? I think it's a glitch. This is the mother of all glitches. Is that you, nerd? I'm me, I'm you. What's going on? It's just a glitch. Oh, okay, it's just a glitch. That explains it. Oh, you must not be as familiar with this as I am. See, I'm from a different timeline, and where I'm from, I've seen this happen before. When a game glitches this bad, it causes a glitch in the Matrix. The Matrix? When reality is disrupted like this, two separate timelines converge. I'm from a different reality, and by the looks of it, a different point in time also. It's October 2006. 10 years ago? So you're from the past. Yeah, but not the same past, an alternate past. Right now I'm playing Friday the 13th. Yeah, my first Halloween episode. But it's different. In this timeline, Jason killed me. Don't kill me. Killed me. But you're alive. No, I'm dead. Trust me, I'm in hell. It doesn't look like hell. It looks normal, like you're just playing the game. Exactly, I'm playing the game. It's hell. Same thing. Now wait, you're in the past, you're in another dimension, and you're in hell too? Yeah, but it's the hell of this dimension. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Once you get into sub-dimensions and shit, it gets complicated. But look, there's no time to explain all that right now, because if we end up talking too long, the two dimensions might end up swapping, and we don't want that to happen, so it's best you hit reset. Okay. Yeah, so just go back to that game, whatever it is. Berenstain Bears. Oh, you mean Berenstain Bears? No, apparently it's Berenstain. Well, Berenstain is how I always remembered it, but in my dimension, it's actually spelled Berenstein. Anyway, bye now. No, that's impossible. That didn't happen. Berenstain Bears conspiracy theory. It's on the internet. That means it must be real. The Mandela effect. False memories are proof of a parallel universe. Some people think it had to do with time travelers setting off the butterfly effect, but no matter what the theory, everybody remembers Berenstain. I'm not alone. Faulty memory is one thing, but how could so many people be wrong? I know it was Berenstain. I saw what I saw. And the only way to prove it is with my own childhood books. I haven't been back to my old childhood home in decades, but I'm sure those books are still in the attic. It can't be! No. These are the same books? I remember the torn page, the mustard mark, the shit stain. These are my old books, but it was spelled Steen! It was spelled Berenstain! It was spelled Berenstain. It was spelled Berenstain. You shouldn't have come here. Get away. Now! I was just trying to prove the Berenstain Bears were spelled with an E. I know. So it's true. It's true in your native universe. What? Go. There's no time to explain. Give me the quick version. I need answers. Then I'll go. There exist many universes with infinite little minor differences. The universe you come from, it was spelled Steen. At some point between your childhood and now, you and a lot of other people unknowingly crossed over into this universe where it is spelled Stain. That's only one example of many other things that people blame on bad memory. So these aren't my childhood books. They are, but they're your childhood books from this universe. The ones you remember are still in the other universe. So I can't get to them. No. These undetected interdimensional crossovers happen all the time. Nobody can truly go back to their childhoods. It's all different now. Like Ninja Turtles on NES. Admit it, you liked that game as a kid. It wasn't until you grew up, you changed your mind and thought it was shit. Did you ever think maybe it was good? You didn't change. The game changed to shit. My God. Like where I come from, Double Dragon 1 and 2 sucked. 3 was the good one. No way. Yeah, only thing it had that weird typo. Billy and Jimmy? How'd they make a mistake like this? Billy isn't even a real name. We all know it's Bimmy and Jimmy. No fucking way. Well, how about those bears? Are you from the Steen or Stain universe? Neither. Now I've told you everything. You need to go. One last thing. Why are you here? I'm one of the rare individuals to find a way to hop between dimensions, to find the universe I came from. I wanted to go back, but it's all in vain. When two of the same person are in the same universe creates a paradox. The only way to restore balance, one of them has to die. I killed you. Holy shit. And I killed you again. And again. And again. But I'm done running. I'm here to be sacrificed. Sacrificed by who? The ones who will restore balance if I don't myself. They're coming for me. Get out of here. Save yourself. In my universe, it's not Berenstain or Berenstain. It's Bloodstain. Ah! 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 You've decorated the tree, you've hung the lights, you've made the lists, hyped up by all those commercials and catalog pages, all those hot new video games you gotta have. But this is the giving season, right? Yeah, giving your parents money to KB's in Kitty City. Or if there is a magical place in the North Pole where Sega and Nintendo products are being manufactured on drifting sheets of ice, then Santa better get his fat ass down the chimney and give me the presents now!
Dude, I got the presents.
Keith! How'd you do it?
I stole them from Santa. Thanks to my disguise, I put on this costume from the 2003 smash hit movie Elf.
This is so awesome. Let's open it.
All right. The Sega Activator, the full body controller that lets you jump into the action.
It gives you the ultimate edge for those hot new fighting games. Get totally physically involved, man!
At first you won't see the advantages of the Activator, but then it'll hit you.
8 panels fire infrared beams so that every punch, kick, and move is transformed into the action on screen. Get into the game and become the characters.
Oh yeah. Fight me!
I can't even move. Imagine playing the U-Force while standing up and using your whole body. That's what this is. I can't believe the box actually says better than standard hand controllers. What were they thinking?
Let me try.
Streets of Rage 2.
Yes! That's my autobiography.
How about another one?
All right.
Let's open it. Wow! The Aura Interactor! What the hell is that?
Well, it's the new radical virtual reality force feedback rumbleware using electromagnetic actuator technology.
Well, fuck yeah!
Low frequency sounds are transmitted into the interactor's power amplifier, converting them into gnarly vibrations.
That means you can now finally feel like you're in the game. I've always wanted to feel the punches,
the kicks,
the crashes,
the slam dunks,
explosions,
and more.
How are you supposed to do a Hadouken with this thing? So Keith, how's the interactor?
It's wicked, man.
All right, let me try this.
Oh my god. what it is in this one. Oh, totally tubular. It's the TV Golf. Oh, wow. 14!
You idiot. That's for golf. Here.
You turned off Sonic. It's a Christmas event.
Well, it works.
The Victor Max Virtual Reality Stunt Master.
Wow, now we can really feel like we're in the game.
Wow. It's a wire squid. How do we hook this up?
It's easy. Set the mode switch, the adapter connects to the cable assembly, the multi-out jack connects to the video output on the back of your Sega Genesis Model 1, the cable assembly's controller jack connects to the first port on the front of the console, the other controller jack connects to the controller, the power jack connects to the power output which connects to the AC adapter which plugs into the wall. That means the video signal, the AC power, and the controller all share the same wire. That is crazy.
You're really chugging some gigabytes.
Ugh, this thing weighs a ton.
That's why you need the Victor Max tracking tube, included with the Stuntmaster for maximum stabilization.
Wow, what is it?
It's a plastic stick. You just clip it like this, connect it like so, and now you have optimum support.
Oh, great. They really figured this out.
Also, the movement of your head controls the action from left to right.
Wow, that's some advanced shit. There's a force in this universe. All you have to do is get in touch with it. Stop thinking. Let things happen. Be the ball. Keith!
Whoa! It's a batter-up baseball bat!
Give me that!
I have the ultimate bodily reflection.
Oh, this thing is murder on my eyes! Oh, it's stuck! Get it off!
Let me try that. Ooh, what's this?
I don't know, let's see.
The Menacer.
The Sega Menacer! Can you look more menacing, man?
Yeah. The Sega Menacer, the only game gun for a man. I'll kill your face. Eat that. I'll be right back.
Want some more Angry Video Game Nerd? The DVD Collector's Set is available. 9 DVDs containing 139 episodes and bonus content. DVD number 9 is the newest. It picks up where the last one left off and has some awesome new extras and behind-the-scenes footage. On Blu-ray, we have the epic Angry Video Game Nerd feature film with surround sound, and if you want to have a marathon of the first 100 episodes, they're all on the Nerd Volume X Blu-ray. 2 new Blu-rays are coming very soon, Nerd Volume X2 and Board James The Complete Series. Any episodes shot in HD are presented in HD. All Blu-rays and DVDs are able to play worldwide, none of that region coding bullshit. Also, we have t-shirts, all on Amazon. See all product links in the description below, and have an awesome holiday season.
Oh my God! I just found an old trailer for a lost film called Flying Fuckernauts vs. the ASTRO Bastards! And this would have been a phenomenon in the world of cinema. This is the kind of stuff I want to see. This is what life's all about. Now, I don't need to say anything else. Just sit back and watch. In the year 9,009,009.
I have detected new life forms on this planet.
Let us make contact.
Oh, yes.
Flying Fuckernauts versus the ASTRO Bastards. The Fuckernauts, intergalactic horn dogs, warriors of procreation, spreading their seed throughout the far reaches of space. The ASTRO Bastards, forsaken offsprings of the Fuckernauts, rebel Wrathchilds preparing for war.
The conquest of our deadbeat dads must end! They fucked our ancestors, resulting in the rest of our generations getting fucked. Now we're so fucked up, it's time to have our revenge!
In pursuit of the Fuckernauts, the ASTRO Bastards embark on a cosmic clusterfuck.
Captain, which course shall we take to intercept the Fuckernauts?
I'll just follow the galactic positioning system.
Yes, Captain.
Make a right in 2 parsecs.
It's taking us through an asteroid field.
Why'd you trust that thing?
Flying Fuckernauts versus the ASTRO Bastards! When science meets senselessness, the future becomes obsolete.
Prepare the shields. Prepare full-on torpedo attack.
Oh, you stupid fucking idiot! Why did you put the shields up when firing torpedo torpedoes? Get down!
Flying Fuckernauts versus the ASTRO Bastards!
We are receiving a signal from an oncoming vessel. They are requesting visual communication.
Agreed to it.
How do you like that visual communication?
No negotiations! Fire!
Yes, Captain.
Software update version 80.
Stand by. Another update.
We just updated that thing last week!
Flying Fuckernauts versus the ASTRO Bastards!
We are sorry. We'd like to call a truce.
May we beam aboard to bring you a gift?
Except...
Oh, God, what is that?
That was the biggest shit I ever took.
The search for intelligent life may never end.
Why won't this thing work?
Flying Fuckernauts versus the ASTRO Bastards! See it with Monkey Fuck and Thunder Fuckers. A triple fuck-tuple feature. My favorite is Monkey Fuck.
This city is fucked.
You're cool. The following program contains disturbing material that may be inappropriate for younger viewers. Parental discretion is advised.
Tonight, on America's Most Mysterious, a series of murders near the northern Louisiana state line raises an unusual theory. Locals believe the victims were killed by a supernatural creature that roams the area.
He lurks in the forest, and he only emerges when he's summoned. And the way to do that is that you have to travel a very specific route.
If you look at the United States map and highlight Minnesota, Iowa, Missouri, Arkansas, and Louisiana, it outlines a unique shape that some say resembles a human figure or an elf.
Minnesota is the hat, the bulge right here on Iowa, that's the nose. Missouri is the belly, and Louisiana is the foot.
If you combine the state names into an acronym, it spells Mimal.
Mimal the Elf is a geographical icon, and in school, my teacher taught me this as kind of like a cute way to learn to remember all the names of the states. But what they don't teach you is that if you travel through the states in a direct path, Mimal will appear and take your life.
It's an interesting story. It's, scary, and it makes the ladies laugh.
Sightings of Mimal date back to 1789, when a coach full of supplies traveling down the west side of the Mississippi River disappeared.
Why else would these railroad workers be found mutilated just after laying down the tracks in the same direction? I mean, early surveyors noticed that people who were taking this north to south route they weren't surviving. They mapped out different routes along just to see how far you had to stray from this path in order to live. And by 1858, the shape of Mimal was established.
A lot of people think that the states are divided by rivers and arbitrary boundaries, but it's not a coincidence.
On March 3rd, 1993, Robert Jones captured this image on videotape. Is this a hoax? Or could it be the only known existing footage of Mimal?
I'm telling you, no lies, that's exactly what I saw, was an elf.
The alleged sighting coincides with the murder of David Brown and Linda Thomas. Investigations conclude that they were dragged from the vehicle and stabbed to death at approximately 3:15 p.m., minutes before Robert says he recorded his tape. The miles on the odometer and the receipts found in the glove compartment suggest that they drove through all the Mimal states. Could it be a coincidence, or were they the victims of a magical serial killer?
Well, who's going to drive this path to disprove it anyway? I mean, I would like to know that.
The way that my grandfather told it to me, no one's ever done it. No one's ever made this trek before.
We're going to be the first people. This is legendary.
On December 1st, 1998, newlyweds Richard and Patricia Miller departed Minnesota, heading southbound on the infamous path.
It started out as a great journey, a great piece of Americana, the road trip. I mean, is there anything better?
Niagara Falls. We could have gone to Niagara Falls. That's romantic.
I thought it'd be a fantastic gift for her on our honeymoon, something that we could share, a story that we could have, a journey that we could go on for the rest of our lives.
I thought we were going to go to Hawaii. We talked about going to Hawaii.
Well, first off, I felt like those places were a little bit cliche.
I've been to Hawaii.
You've been to Hawaii?
Yes.
Congratulations.
It's terrible. There's hypodermic needles wash up,
Really?
I've seen it. I'll forward you. I Googled it one time. I will forward you the article.
You're basing this off of a Google search? What was your search?
I searched hypodermic needles in Hawaii.
As we're moving along through the states, I really got more and more excited, and I thought that she would grasp onto something.
This is our honeymoon. This is not like a bored Thursday night and the destination is Louisiana and that's it.
The destination was Louisiana, but little did they know it would be her final destination.
I would like to assume that you still have something up your sleeve.
Can you believe it? We made it. We did it. I gotta pee.
As Patricia waited for his return, she contemplated if this would be the end of their relationship. But it just so happened to be the end of so much more.
For a half second, I think maybe she's pulling my leg. She's trying to get back at me for whatever, and I turn and he's there. And he made eye contact, and it was...
It was murder. That's the only thing certain.
You know, he'd just taken from me the one thing, besides my grandfather, the one thing that I really cared about, the one thing in the world that I wanted to share this journey with.
As investigations continue, Richard insists she had come face to face with the fluffy nightmare with bells. When we come back, cryptozoologists analyze the Mimal tape, and another sighting leaves police baffled when America's most mysterious continues.
Introducing Color
Crispy corn!
Free right to the address. International.
Additionally, for just 14, shake the pen.
This is Rams.
PA to clear.
Workout. Check your paint the right way. Visit all seasons.
Because nobody wants them.